Oh boy, we're going fishing, everybody! Yes, that's right, the version 2.1 special live stream has concluded, and we've had like a day or two to really kind of go over what's been going on. So today, I thought I would go ahead and condense it, talk about what's going on in the game, and give my thoughts on version 2.1. But before we get into that, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and don't forget to check out GamerSupps. Use code TYSTRA for 10% off of your purchase. Yes, TCG or V-Card TCG is out, and it's fantastic. I like it so far. I think it's a really, really good card game. It has a lot of good potential. So if you want your stake in a brand new card game, V-Card TCG is where it's at. Bunch of really great VTubers like Shy Lily, Fillion, Bow the Whale. I almost said Bow the VTuber. Bow the Whale, Numi, all that good stuff. So make sure you use code TYSTRA for 10% off. Let's go ahead and dive into what's happening in 2.1. We got a bunch of really, really good stuff. I think that 2.1 is in contrast to, other games, recent live streams. I'm not going to say it because, I'm tired of getting blasted. In regards to other gaming live streams, this was peak. Not really peak for Woowa, but peak compared to them. So this is a good live stream in general. I like 2.1. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So we're gonna scroll down here. Version 2.1 is going to have the phase 1 banner be Phoebe with no rerun, and then phase 2 is going to be Brant with Chang Li as the rerun. And I know that some people are very upset because Shorekeeper is not being reran. You got to understand, like, to make it fair, like, it made sense for Chang Li to be the next rerun character. We've already had reruns of Jian, Yinlin, and Jinxie, so it makes sense that Chang Li would be the next rerun instead of Shorekeeper. Now, well, we also had reruns of JG, which JG reran pretty quickly. But it made sense for Chang Li to get a rerun before Shorekeeper. Shorekeeper's great, and I can't wait for her rerun. I think that a lot of people will be happy to pull for her, but it made sense for Chang Li to rerun here. Especially since Brant. I don't know if Brant, like, what his actual thing is. Is he going to be a DPS? I heard murmurs that he's a healer of some sorts, but, like, I'm like, bro, I don't know. Obviously, we don't know because we don't have the full kit in front of us. But when I do get my hands on the kit, it's going to make it a little bit easier to understand. But having these two run with each other is going to be tough because people are going to have to fight between Brant and Chang Li. Phase 1, Phoebe looks sick. Phoebe looks absolutely insane. She's going to run really, really well in a mono Spectro team, especially when you're doing TOA Spectro. So I'm very excited for that. But yeah, I know that she's going to be a fun little off-field DPS that you could run. I know that she could be on-field as well, so that's good. So she has multi-uses. But yeah, I'm very excited for Phoebe. I think that she's going to be really good. Now, again, of course, I don't condone anybody spending their money. But if you're going to gamble, be responsible. Don't overspend. Don't put yourselves on the streets for this. Let me do that. So, but we also got the first look at the new weapons. Both of them look really, really good. The Brant sword actually has like a purple hue around it as well when you have it, so that's pretty neat. And then we're also getting in the fishing event that's happening, we're getting a free 4-star known as Ocean's Gift. It's a reticifier. They didn't go into what is actually going to happen with this event, but yeah, we're gonna be getting this and a bunch of really, really cool stuff alongside it. Namingly, I think it's this one. There we go. Namingly, this, we're getting a Phantom Echo Lorelei, and my God, I would 1000% would. Thankfully I double checked on the side and there's no bad images, of course. But yes, I am very, very excited for that event. Not because of the fishing part, because there's really no fishing. It's just putting fish in, like, it's like a puzzle. That's really all it is. So no real fishing. But yeah, I am excited for the event to get the free Lorelei and the new 4-star reticifier. I think that's wonderful that they're finally putting out some 4-star weapons, right? We got our first looks at the new areas. Riccioli Islands, whatever the hell it's called. We got the first look at that, and honestly, like, from the shots that I saw during the live stream, it does look really, really good. And then we got the Alvarado Vault Underground, which looks sick as well. Both of those areas look good. I'm not a fan normally of underground areas because I feel like it's harder to like 100% those areas, if that makes sense. I still haven't 100% in any of the areas really in Wuthering Waves, so I got a lot of work to do. Now taking workers who will go onto my account and do that for me. We got some new in-game content called Fantasies of the Thousand Gateways. It's basically going to be a co-op endgame event, which you can play with like 3 other people, which is pretty cool. I do like that. I think that it's wonderful that they're adding co-op events that are in-game type things. So if you got friends or if you want to meet a bunch of the Wuwa community, boom, that's your way to do it. I do like the fact that they're doing this. I think that more endgame to Wuwa is fantastic, and it just goes to show what games can do. What games can actually do. Right? Totally not calling out a specific game. Speaking of endgame, Whimpering Waste is going to be coming out as well in version 2.1. And it's going to be kind of like a tower ascendancy like thing from what I saw. You can get coins and ascend up. It was kind of tough for me because like I was trying to keep up with what was being said. I was also having a hard time because like reading and then talking to chat while also like, you know, reacting and stuff like that. It does get a little bit too much. So yeah, it sucked that it wasn't in English. It's not to say that I don't appreciate them coming out. You know, the developers are great. It just sucked because again, I had a hard time like keeping up with everything going on. But yeah, from what I saw, it looks like it's going to be coins or certain tokens for certain areas, and you ascend through that. So pretty excited for that. Tower and adversity or Tower of Adversity. They okay. Tower of Adversity will reset monthly now because the fact that Whimpering Waste coming out. So instead of it being like a bi-weekly reset for Tower of Adversity, it's going to be monthly now. So pretty stoked on that. We got a bunch of really good new features. And I'm going to be I'm going to try and be nice to other games, but I'm going to be honest. Like, these look really, really good. Echo recommendation, which is pretty sick. This is in a bunch of games as well. But I will say that it's really nice to see Wuwa adopting that as well. But you also have an auto equip function, which is pretty sick. I'm pretty sure some other games have that. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure I've seen an auto equip. But what isn't in a lot of other games is Echo loadouts. That's right. You could get the best Echo sets of a certain set, like, you know, Frosty Resolve or any of those types of sets. You could have the best set, and instead of having to worry about each person having their own set, you could just put it on anybody. Now, why is this not being done in other games? I can't say. But it's just, why is this not in other games? This is so sick. And I will say, I saw a post, I believe it was Gotcha Smack that posted this, and I do agree. Like, we put like loadouts or artifact loadouts, echo loadouts, whatever, so high on a pedestal when it shouldn't be. And I do agree. The only reason why, though, it's as high on the pedestal is because no other games are doing it. Like, and that's what's sad, is like something that seems so like easily like implementable is not done, and people ask for it and we don't get it, and then finally Wuwa does it. I'll honestly say it, like, I will say this: if we don't see like, or not, let me rephrase that. I bet you in the next 2 patches of Genshin we will see artifact loadouts. I'm dead serious. We will see it because of the fact that Wuwa has it, and people can take that as like, you know, oh, I'm crapping on Genshin, but I'm not, because there needs to be something that gives the Genshin players this thing. And if you're gonna be mad because I give Wuwa credit for being the first ones to do it and making Hoyoverse do it, then be mad, because it's the truth. Like, this is what's gonna happen. They're doing it, and so other games are going to do it, and it's going to be a big, big thing. So kudos to Wuwa for doing it first. You know, I think Echo loadouts or loadouts in general for that type of stuff is a fantastic addition to any game. It should have happened. So this makes it also easier so that you don't have to worry about, like, let's say you have multiple characters and you want to use like different teams, but you don't want to switch the echoes all the time. Like it makes it easier for you to keep your echoes clean. Like you know which ones are the best ones to use. You can put them on each character. Makes sense. It's beautiful. Increase in Echo backpack capacity because some people were complaining about, oh, I didn't get my Echoes. I didn't get my Echoes, and then come to find out that they were full on Echoes and never actually sorted through them. I have not reached the limit on Echoes ever, even though I farm, because I'm very particular about it. Like, I like being like, okay, I have these. Let's go through these really quick. And I like sorting through them. I like not having garbage in there. So to me, like the 3000 doesn't affect me too much, but I do think it's a wonderful addition. We have new camera additions, new filters, intensity features, horizontal and vertical movement, so you can take better pictures. I think that this is only cool for people who really do like to take the in-game pictures. I will say, however, for people who are going to like make like the backgrounds or whatever, where it's constantly in motion, like for wallpaper engine, I think that this is a great tool. I think this is a wonderful tool, especially if you hide the HUD. Everything's going to be great. You can do some really, really cool things with this. So kudos to the wallpaper engine people that make a bunch of these types of wallpapers. You're eating good right now. And then, of course, we're getting into some technical stuff for PC users like myself who have a NVIDIA graphics card. Heads up, full ray tracing is coming from NVIDIA, and it looks really freaking good. I'm actually pretty stoked on it. I can't wait to try it out. This needs to hurry up so I can get everything going on my NVIDIA card. Because yeah, I'm very stoked. It looks like it's going to be supported from my understanding, it might be the 30 series onward, but I could be wrong on that. It might be the 40 series. But yeah, I'm pretty stoked on the ray tracing thing. I think it looks fantastic. I think it does. And then of course for Mac users, you're going to be able to play Wuthering Waves. Okay. I talk a lot of crap on Apple, but this is good. This is a really good thing because I think that more people playing Wuthering Waves is always a blessing. People talk a lot of, I still deal with people on Twitter talking crap about Wuthering Waves, but the more these patches come out, the more I realize just how much Wuthering Waves is like as good as it is. Like they have a company that's backing them, like in Kuro Games, or made them, that actually cares about the player base and is trying their best to make the best game that they possibly can and listening to the players. And then you have so many people that are just hating on it because it's like, my game's better. Who cares? Like, we should celebrate when a game is actually doing something right instead of defending games that aren't doing the stuff right. I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy. But of course, you know, I just have my own echo chamber. Like, that's basically all it is. I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about 2.1. I think that 2.1 is going to be a fantastic patch. Lots of really, really good stuff. And also stuff that I think will, actually get gacha games to catch up, if that makes sense. This is a good blueprint for other gacha games to go, huh, maybe we should pay attention. I don't know. That's just me. Anyways, y'all, that's going to be it. Love you guys to death. And as always, we will catch you in the next video. Please take care and be safe.